Hello and welcome back to YFA, your gaming and movie and comic news podcast for the week. I am your host, Abe, with my co-host, Al.
Yo.
And
That's all I got.
Yo.
Yo.
Yeah. I think of that when you say yo, it reminds me of that one movie. Fuck, what is it?
Fuck the movie. This isn't a movie. It should be
I think it's Ratatouille. The big rat. He goes like, yo. No, that's
Is it Flushed Away?
Wait, the song you just sang isn't Flushed Away. That's from Back at the Barnyard.
Oh yeah, right.
Dude.
Fantastic. Is it?
What?
Is it Ratatouille? Is that what you were thinking of?
No, I think it's Ratatouille. Remember Ratatouille, the big fucking rat with the tag on his ear?
Oh yeah.
And he goes like, yo.
Yeah, okay. I think that that could be right. I should know this.
I think so.
That's my favorite Pixar film.
Or it might be another film, but it's like a kid's animated movie. I remember seeing.
That would be Ratatouille.
But what have you been doing this week?
So dramatic.
Yeah, just the biggest deep breath.
The usual, man. What do? I work. We're working. Usual work stuff. I want to talk about that. I don't know if I mentioned that I do trivia.
Yeah, you do trivia every week.
Yeah,
you did mention that.
I play it once. I host another. Otherwise, I've been doing the nerdy stuff that we always do every week. That's why we're here.
Here we go.
I beat Modern Warfare's campaign.
Nice.
It was good. I liked it.
Nice.
It was I think as a whole, and I only just played the campaign because I'm not getting into the multiplayer now, but I don't think I like it as much as the OG Modern Warfare, but it is good. I think it's definitely worth a playthrough.
Yeah, it's up there.
There's some I love the what would you call those? The missions, the breach missions, where you go into a house. And
shoot house or not shoot house.
There's a couple of them.
It's the one in Britain. I forgot the name.
There's that one, and I think there's another one. But just that type of mission structure, which the original Modern Warfare didn't really have. I mean, that was also 2007. But just that breach.
You're clearing in.
Yeah,
rooms.
you're clear. You're going floor to floor, room to room. I liked that a lot.
The Wolves Den. I know the one you're talking about. It's the Wolves Den, and then the one at the beginning of the game. I think it's called not Shoot House. It's something House.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
It's not Roadhouse.
It's not Roadhouse, but it's. I know what you're talking about. Everyone loves that. That was like, it's up there with like the rest of the Modern Warfare campaign like missions. Like it's up there.
I like that kind of stuff. And then I started playing Modern Warfare 2's campaign because
Mother of God, I actually never played that one. I heard that one's okay.
It's good. It's just weird hearing Ghost talk as much as he is.
Yeah,
he didn't talk in the original.
He didn't talk that much.
And then he died.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
Yeah, everyone loved him. He didn't say like that many words. He just.
And then here he has a really thick Cockney accent almost, but
yeah, his voice actor. Good. He's like, I think he's.
Yeah, it's SAS, so of course they're British. British. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. I think I'm only a few missions into it. I'm where they're in Mexico right now.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I'm so bad with names. Hassam, the bad guy.
Yeah, Hassam.
Bad guy in the game. Yeah.
Generic
Middle Eastern bad guy that Modern Warfare has always had.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's good so far. That's what I've been playing, and then I've been watching. What did I watch this week? I saw Kung Fu Panda 3. I think for the first time.
No way for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I thought I'd seen it in theaters, and then watching it, I'm like, I don't remember any of this. So it was my first time. But yeah, I really liked it. I liked Bryan Cranston as his dad. And then,
yeah.
You know who the bad guy is? It's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Fuck. But like everyone loves it when his intro when he spins the blades and.
Oh yeah, he's in the spirit realm and he's fighting
Oogway.
Master Oogway.
Oogway.
Yeah, JK he's great. And then, but I've been watching all the Kung Fu Pandas because the fourth one comes out next month.
Yeah.
So I'm caught up with Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do in 4. I know it's like a chameleon sorceress lady
yeah,
thing.
chameleon sorceress, and they're bringing back the older villains.
Yeah, because she can like.
I remember. It's funny. I remember all the actors, but I don't remember their bad guys' names.
Tai Lung.
Yeah, that's Ian McShane.
The Peacock.
That's Gary Oldman.
And then there's
J.K. Simmons.
What's his name? What's the villain's name?
I don't know. I
literally
just watched
said it
and I don't remember. I watched it last weekend. I
oh
do
my
not
god,
remember.
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
Okay.
What is it? Kung Fu Panda?
3.
3.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I also watched Batman and Robin, which was
the masterpiece that it is.
All right, everyone, chill.
Now everyone freeze. Yep.
Come on. That's a different movie, but no, that's
you know what
it's,
killed
it's
the dinosaurs? The Ice
everything.
Age. Yeah.
Everything that has been said about that should be said about Batman and Robin has already been said ad nauseum. But I had fun. It's stupid. It's campy.
Kai. Fuck, that's his name.
Kai. Okay, yeah. Kai.
Sorry,
it's
folks.
funny. You know, it's kind of funny because in the movie, he's telling people who he is, and like, yeah, no idea.
No idea. Yeah.
Like, who are you? Kai. Oh, the Widowmaker. But yeah, no, it's Kai. He was good. But yeah, Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. What a masterpiece. Huh?
It is. It is a masterpiece. And then.
No,
what?
I'm looking at the spreadsheet. I see. Oh, okay. You watched.
What?
Rick and Morty season 7.
Oh, I watched the first episode yesterday.
Oh, first episode. What'd you think?
Is that the one where they
Changed
switched the voice actor?
Yeah.
It's like you can almost slightly tell, but they do really good like impressions, but it's slightly there. I mean, beyond the fact that we know because Justin Roiland left for reasons that
are kind of wild. But
it's fine. It's more Rick and Morty. It's only the first episode that I've seen so far. So
I've seen some of the rest of the episodes, and I mean, like once you get used to it, you really can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Like if you pull up clips from like earlier seasons and then pull up clips from the season 7.
Yeah.
You can't tell the difference.
No.
Because the first episode you can because it's obviously a new voice, but
sure.
As the season goes on, you get used to it.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm sure I will as the season goes on.
Yeah, whoever does Rick, really good. Morty, same thing.
Yeah.
Really good.
Shit. Yeah. Watch that. And then a movie from last year called Bottoms. It's a comedy. It's like one of those coming of age high school comedies.
Of course.
But it's different from like Superbad, for instance, because this one is they're in this kind of hyper realized world where things are just weird, but it's normal to them. Like they'll be in a room, in a classroom, and then one of the kids will be in a cage for comedic effect, but to them it's just normal. And then the class will end in 5 minutes, and they'll be like, "Yeah, that's it. Like that's over. That's it. It's over already." They're just used to it. It's those little details that just make the world seem more weirdly fleshed out.
Yeah.
But it's about it's basically lesbian Fight Club, if I had to sum it up. In high school, there's a couple of lesbians start a fight club at their school to try and get laid.
Oh, of course.
But shenanigans ensue. But it's really funny. It had me laughing out loud a few times. So.
Okay.
And then I watched Dune in theaters, I rewatched Dune in theaters, that came out. I loved it. I think I liked it more this time than the first time.
Why was the first time a little like?
No, it's just because that was my first real introduction to Dune.
Yeah.
It's a very rich novel series.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's really weird.
When I heard Dune was coming out, I'm like, this is this new weird movie called Dune, and everyone like looked at me and they were like,
new weird movie.
Yeah, because I never knew Dune was like a book.
Yes, there is a book from like the 60s by Frank Herbert. He wrote the first 6 novels, and then his son took over, and Brian Herbert, and wrote more, but they're not as good. It's the first 6, and they get really fucking weird. They get very weird. The first movie is almost a very straightforward, savior guy comes in, fights the bad guys. He's the chosen one. But the point of Dune is that it takes the whole the Messiah concept, the chosen one that every other adventure story has, and turns it on its head. It's like, oh, this isn't a good thing. I want to talk about it because I was doing more in-depth look into the lore and universe. It gets fucking crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Like what happens in the second book is nuts. You're like, oh, maybe they're not the good guys. But I'm not gonna say anymore. But yeah, I saw Dune, and I can't wait for part 2.
Okay.
What about you, Mr. 2 Man?
I've been playing a lot of games that have been sequels to
yes
to other games. Let me go down the list from top to bottom. I've played Helldivers 2 more this week, and it's just getting better and better.
You're doing your part.
I'm doing my part, folks.
I'm not doing my part.
You're not doing your part. You need
I
to buy the
will.
damn
I
game.
will. I promise. I promise. After I
Yeah?
finish Modern
Yeah.
Warfare 2, I will buy it.
Dude, my
Now
favorite.
that the reviews are out, and
Yeah.
I know I was right.
Oh my god.
I was right. I
What-
was right, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, 1-1. I got 1 point. He got 1
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, yeah, this is a fun game. Really love it. And then Overwatch 2, because of the new season that came out, they reworked all of the competitive. They changed.
They
up the
reworked the hitboxes, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they reworked bullet sizes for
Don't
all.
they? Aren't they? Is it a lot wider range now?
Yeah, it's a
Like,
yeah. You
oh,
can
you're
shoot to
hit.
the left.
Yeah,
and
and
then
you still get hit.
Yeah,
My
there's-
barber was talking to me about that yesterday.
There's a funny ass clip where a guy shoots to the top right part of the head, like far off, like right about maybe a foot off, not even foot off, like a good half a ruler, 6 inches. There you go. Fuck,
Sure,
I don't know
sure.
why I couldn't come up with
Half
the
a
metric.
ruler.
Half a ruler.
What's half a foot? What
Six-
is this?
6 inches away from the head. He shoots. It's a headshot, and then he switches to shoot them in the face, and it counts as a body shot.
That's so stupid.
It's so weird. But yeah, everyone's like the bullet sizes are too big, or the hitboxes are way too big now that they need to reduce
Yeah.
them.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that the hitboxes just need to be changed to be a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
But the bullet sizes are perfectly fine. Like you feel like you land shots more consistently, like body
Sure.
shots.
Yeah,
They feel
yeah.
more consistent. But the headshots are the ones that are like insane. So like sniper characters are like really overpowered right now. Widow being one of them. But anyways, I did that. I played that for a bit. I might keep playing for the rest of the season, and then I finished Mass Effect 2.
Didn't you did Mass Effect 1 like a week ago, right?
Yeah, I did it a week ago, and then this week I played through all of Mass Effect 2. And
How long did it take you?
it took me a minute. It took me a while because
Did you do a lot of the side missions?
yeah, I wanted to do all the side missions. I wanted to gain all loyalty from all my followers, like I did in the first game.
Yes.
And I got loyalty for everyone. And then came the suicide mission. There's a mission in
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2.
Yep.
Everyone knows.
You have to pick someone.
You have to pick. You have to pick your squadron leaders correctly, because if you don't,
You done fucked up.
one of them will die. They will just fucking fall over and die.
What happened with yours?
Okay, so I wanted to get the trophy of getting the suicide, completing the suicide mission with everyone alive.
Sure.
So I was really confident, because I'm like, okay, I got everyone is loyal to me, and I got this. So the first one was we need someone who's the leader that can distract the enemy while we come in and through another area on the ship.
Yeah. Sure.
And there's this character, his name's Zaid, and his description is he's had years of war experience. He's a veteran, and who turned bounty hunter, who's legendary now, and
Yeah.
everyone knows who he is. And I'm like, okay, he'd be perfect because he has military experience. He's ex-alliance. He knows how to run with a group and whatever, right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll make him a leader, and then I have this other character. I have 3 characters I can choose from. I can choose from Kasumi, who's a ninja tech, she can hack into shit and steal shit. She's basically Catwoman, space Catwoman. And then there's Tali. She's an engineer, she's a Quarian, this race that specifically makes machines and stuff.
Cool.
So, and then there's this third guy, his name's Legion. He's literally just a walking supercomputer. And I sent Legion in, and I'm like, okay, perfect. I have Zahid, I want to preface this, a military veteran, and a supercomputer.
Yeah.
I get to the point where it's the deciding factor whether one of them dies or whatever, if I made the right choice. And as soon as the door is stuck, the fucking Legion gets hit in the head with a rocket and dies. And then I'm like, okay, I need to look up a video. I look up a video, an old fucking video. And guess what? Zaid is literally the worst choice to lead a fire team. Even though his description says military veteran.
Veteran, past tense. He's out of it, out of touch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, is he an older guy or?
Yeah, he's a little bit. He has like scar. He has like a burn scar, like his face, like half his eye is like whiting out because it's damaged.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he's a trained killer. He's like he can take a group on by himself. Like he.
Well, apparently he can.
Well, apparently he can't fucking defend shit. But after that, I made the right choices for the rest of my team.
Okay.
Perfectly fine. Everyone made it. And then I got pissed. I got to the final boss. I'm like, I'm not ending this playthrough like this. Like one person dies and ruining my whole playthrough. So I was smart enough to leave a save before I started the final mission.
Sure.
Loaded it back up. Did the guide. I read the guide, and I'm like, all right. And I chose the right setup, and I finally got through it, and I completed Mass Effect 2 with everyone alive.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then I romanced Tally. There you go. Because you have to romance one for one of the trophies. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna complete all 3 games, do as many of the trophies I can in one playthrough, and then go back and get like the smaller trophies, like the ones I missed.
What are you trying to platinum it?
Yeah, all 3.
You're a madman.
Yeah, it's insane. But after finishing Mass Effect 2, I am now playing Mass Effect 3. Way different than the first 2 games. Much faster movement. I'm not gonna spoil stories.
What's your favorite color?
Jesus.
Red, green, or blue? That's what it all comes down to. Well, I know there's the DLC, the DLC endings, but I like blue. I'm a blue guy.
Blue.
You know how it ends, right? The original ending
For Mass Effect 3? No, I don't.
Really? You never heard of it?
I never played Mass Effect 3.
I didn't either. It was just very controversial because it was really shitty.
Yeah, I heard. I remember seeing like.
That's the joke. The final cutscene. I won't say any more, but it comes down to the only differences in the cutscene are that it was blue, green, or red.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then they released DLC that changed it. I've never played them.
I played 1 through 2, and
yes.
those stories great. I never played them before.
Are you going to play Andromeda?
I'm considering it because I want to see what they did to continue the story. Because from what I know, Andromeda's like 500 years later.
Yeah, and obviously a different galaxy. The Andromeda galaxy.
Yeah. And then the thing I watched this week was Fantastic Beasts movies.
All 3 of them?
Except for the last one. What's it called? Like Grindelwald? Secrets of Grindelwald?
No, fuck. One of them is The Crimes of Grindelwald. I think the third one is The Secrets of Dumbledore. Let me look this up. I think.
But yeah, I watched the.
Yeah, that's the one that came out in 2022, so 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. I watched the first and second one.
What did you think? What do you think?
This is how I described it to my mom, because my mom grew up she raised me and technically at the same time grew up watching Harry Potter with me when I was little.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah, and basically I was like, the Fantastic Beasts films feels like...
Are they fantastic?
They go into more depth of like... Obviously, the first movie is like about the animals he keeps and everything.
Yeah, Newt Scamander.
Yeah, yep. And the second one is more about the wizarding world, and the third one's actually about Dumbledore and like Grindelwald and everything.
Their semi-gay relationship.
Yeah, weird, but it's fine. I don't really care. It's just it just felt kind of shoved in a little bit.
It's funny how all 3 movies, each movie has a different actor for Grindelwald. The first movie, it's a disguise, but it's Colin Farrell. And then at the very end, he takes off his disguise, and it's Johnny Depp. In the second movie, it's Johnny Depp. And then the third movie, because of all the Amber Heard controversy, they recast him as Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, they're so lucky that that character can just like change disguises. So
I don't think for the third one it's not a disguise. It's just they changed the actor.
No, but the excuse of why his face is different, isn't that?
No, that's not. They just recast it for the third one.
Oh,
that's not like, oh, you look different or anything. It's just a different actor. It's not like the first movie where he was wearing a disguise, and at the very end you see that it's Johnny Depp. I don't know why they went with Johnny Depp, but
I guess it's like because he has Johnny can pull off like that weird like death, like not death.
It's because at least with the original, when I'd say J.K. was more hands-on, I don't know, but it was they had to be all British because obviously it takes place in Britain, but Johnny Depp is not British. And Grindelwald, to be fair, is where is he from? Some Eastern European country, I think, or like German or something like that. But
Okay. But yeah, sorry, getting off topic.
I guess then he wouldn't be British; he'd be German. Whatever.
Yeah,
I digress.
But yeah, we digress. But I described it as basically fast-paced Harry Potter. You know how like towards the end of the Harry Potter movies, like the combat, quote unquote, got faster and more.
Yeah, they're just hurling spells at each other.
Yeah, and
without
then
saying anything.
Yeah, not saying anything. This is what the Fantastic Feast feels like. It's just more like Wild West. You know, fucking whipping out spells and all kinds of crap, and it's cool. And people teleporting everywhere. It's more fast paced.
I don't think we're getting a fourth one.
We're not ever gonna get a fourth.
Because the third one did not do well, and
it didn't do well.
No, that's why we're not getting a fourth one.
Damn.
No, I saw it in theaters, and it's just they're very meh. I like the first one, and then Crimes of Grindelwald and Secrets of Dumbledore, I think, just got too convoluted for their own good. Just all these unnecessary subplots. I think as a whole, the Fantastic Beasts
was an interesting concept.
Should have been its own thing.
Yeah, actually,
from the whole Dumbledore, like Dumbledore could have carried his own prequel series. You didn't need Newt Scamander to be a part of it. You could have had a whole kind of HBO Max miniseries about Newt, kind of like a David Attenborough kind of voiceover and talking about all the animals in the world. And then you have a separate trilogy of movies that just focuses on Dumbledore and his relationship with Grindelwald.
Yeah.
And like how he becomes the man he becomes that we see in the later films, the books.
Because Fantastic Beasts 1, I felt was like a really good concept of like, oh, here are the magical beasts that live in this world, and here's a guy that kind of takes care of them and knows.
Sure, it just I don't think he of all people needed to be the protagonist of the series that at this point 100%. Now very much deals with the whole Grindelwald stuff, which was a wizarding world parallel to World War II.
Wizarding world.
Grindelwald was the Hitler of his time. The wizarding Hitler. So, but yeah, that's. We're
got a little off track on that one.
Yeah, we're getting the Harry Potter show eventually, so we'll see how.
Oh right, it's like a not a reboot. It's like a remake, right?
Yeah, it's a TV version of the movie of the books.
Yeah, and they're gonna expand more on the.
Yeah, because especially the later books they're really thick, really big books. So, but yeah.
I guess now we'll go into our video game news for the week.
The news.
You want to start off with the first one?
Oh, yeah. Full disclosure, as with every week, we are not going to get to everything. We can't get to everything, nor do we want to get to everything. This is always just the stuff that stood out to us.
Yep.
And that we felt was worth mentioning, at least. What happened this week? Well, the thing that we talked about last week and maybe talked out of our asses a bit because we shouldn't listen to rumors. Xbox had their little podcast get together this past Thursday where they were going to discuss more in depth the rumors that had started the previous week in terms of games from Xbox's catalog making their way to other platforms.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And essentially, they made us wait a week to say that 4 games will be coming.
Only
in the
4?
4 smaller titles. They didn't officially say in the podcast, but the heavy rumor speculation, and it makes sense, is that it's Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, Pendiment, and Grounded, which all makes sense because they're either live service or they're small niche titles that can, like, Hi-Fi Rush can really find an audience on Switch if it runs well, that is.
Yeah.
But he specified saying that neither Indie nor Starfield are coming to anything else anytime soon. So you're out of luck, Abel, with Indie, or maybe get a good PC.
Fuck, damn.
But this whole thing, my takeaway, that was the bigger stuff. This could have been, they did not need to have this be a podcast that they announced a week prior. This could have been a tweet, a press statement.
I think what got me a little upset though is that he mentions later, like, oh, Microsoft, we have like we're the biggest publishers now because now we have Activision and because we have Minecraft on the Switch and everything and everywhere else. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but that's just one game. you could have multiple games be like that and probably gain more hardware traction. Because no offense, I don't know if you know the numbers for the console sold, but the PlayStation I think has 54 million, and then Xbox only has 13 million. Those numbers might be different, but that was the last time I checked. Unless it's 43 million for PlayStation. I think it's 43 million. I know they outsold it like really heavily,
Yeah.
but I feel like I get Phil just has like a goal for Xbox of just being the Xbox being not the hardware anymore, but being like the how do I describe it? You know how we have the PlayStation Portal,
Yeah.
the little handheld.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a PlayStation. That's just the Portal. It's just a portable
Yeah.
device.
You do need a PS5. If
If
to
you
get
want
the port. It's not like a yeah. I get you.
But he wants to be able to play on everything. Like you can play on a Switch, but it's still Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's the plan. They want if they had it their way and everyone agreed to it, Game Pass would be on everything. They'd still get
Yeah.
streaming or download revenue or however that works. They just want an Xbox ecosystem. But they did emphasize this thing was 22 minutes long, and they did reaffirm that they're not getting out of the hardware market.
Yet.
There's the next leap, the next big Xbox will be the biggest, generational leap to date. So, I mean, we'll see how that is.
What is it going to make pancakes while I game now?
I mean, obviously, knowing absolutely nothing and talking out of my ass based off of this 22-minute long podcast that didn't need to happen, I'd say compared to what games can do now, you obviously, a lot of games, you either have to pick fidelity or performance mode. So if you want more 4K, but it'll be locked at 30, or you want to sacrifice that fidelity and you want higher frame rates.
So you're thinking that the next generation
won't have that.
Have that. It'll just be like you will get 120
it could maybe like right now the high-end PC specs for graphics cards. You have the 4090. Is there a Ti? I don't think it's a Ti, but the 4090.
Okay.
From
NVIDIA.
And that runs things like 4K 60 FPS.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's what will happen. You'll get more games now on the next generation that won't have you pick fidelity or performance. Maybe performance, like, oh, you want 4K 60, or do you want fucking without the HDR, or like HDR 4K but you're locked at 60? Or I'm sorry, you want 4K without the HDR.
Yeah,
or like ray tracing or whatever, but you stuck at 60, or no ray tracing, whatever, but you have 120 FPS. So stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're just, again, bridging that gap between console and PC.
Yeah. I feel like that's what we're going to be heading towards. And we'll talk about it later in the podcast.
But I think,
main topic.
Yeah, for sure. The next thing that happened, Rise of the Ronin won't be coming to South Korea. So if you live in South Korea, you can't play Rise of the Ronin. So
why is that? Is it like...
Sony confirmed to IGN that Rise of the Ronin is not going to be sold or published in South Korea in any form, physical or digital, but nobody knows why.
Okay,
it's a confusing situation that was exasperated by some standout tidbits in the last week or so. This is from an Insider Gaming article that I'm reading this off of right now.
It's just so weird why South Korea, though.
There was speculation that it was something the developer said, because they're a Japanese developer, and a lot of Asia doesn't like Japan for reasons.
Yeah. For the Sangong Massacre.
It was recently claimed that as a result of controversial comments from Team Ninja, Sony had blocked the launch of Rise of the Ronin in South Korea. It was said that a sensitive political topic brought up by inflammatory comments made by the game's director had led Sony to pull pre-orders of the game in the country, but Sony has now declared the air on the subject by insisting the game was never officially announced for release in Korea. So,
yeah, I could see why not a lot of people like Japan. Well, Asian countries don't like Japan because of what they did during World War II, but that's besides the point. But this just feels like, why does one's arrogant comment ruin it for the rest?
Yeah, the whole thing seems unclear. I feel like
at the same time, why are they like no offense, I don't know if they are protecting this person who said the comment, but like, shouldn't they be reprimanded instead of like literally taking your whole sales out of South Korea, who probably people who were excited for?
And then also that statement from Sony, not 100%, because apparently the Korean ratings board listed Rise of the Ronin, so there's a version of the game with Korean language support, and when it was revealed back in 2022, it was featured on South Korean PlayStation blog. So Sony's kind of talking out of their ass, so it is probably some stupid political thing, which sucks. It just sucks for anyone, who would have been interested playing, who lives in South Korea.
Jim Ryan, we need you.
Is he still there? He's leaving soon.
He's leaving. I think he left.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess use a different VPN if you download it from the PlayStation. Smuggle it across the. Go to North Korea. They'll have their own copies, I'm sure.
Yeah, North Korea.
But yeah, it sucks. I don't know. The game comes out pretty soon, so I don't see that changing. But yeah, kind of sucks that it's happening at all. But the next thing, more Sony stuff. Spider-Man, the franchise that started with the 2018 game, including those and Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2, has topped 50 million sales.
Nice. Wait, the first game?
No, the whole series.
The whole series. Okay.
Yeah, nice. No, because the second game just. No,
the second game just came out.
No, well, yeah, that one's sold so far 10 million copies.
Okay, yeah.
No, the franchise as a whole has sold 50 million.
Nice. Right, because there's Miles Morales. So it's like, I forgot. There's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and then there's Spider-Man 2.
I'm not sure if this is including I think it's also like the series as a whole. So it's including the remaster.
Oh,
because it came to PC. Those are sales.
Right.
So yeah, it's the franchise as a whole. That's 50 million's not too shabby.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's mostly an exclusive. It's on PC. Is Miles Morales on PC? The first game is. The remastered version is on PC.
Yeah, no. PC, yeah.
I don't know if Miles Morales...
I don't think Miles is on PC, because I probably... Actually, wait. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is? Miles Morales is on PC?
That's what I thought.
Damn, I didn't hear a lot of buzz about that.
Well, yeah, but I don't know, when did it come out? November. It came out 2022, November 18th, so 2 years after it came out on PlayStation 5. Yeah, that's what I thought. It is on PC. So there you go. It includes all the sales. Good job, Insomniac.
Yep. Congratulations.
Yeah, good Spider-Man stuff.
Good on you.
And then more Sony news. You can go over this.
Yeah, more Sony news. As Sony Entertainment will not be releasing any major IP titles before March 31st.
Major existing
IPs.
So God of Wars. Horizons,
Spider-Man. We won't see that for a hot minute until after 2025, March 31st.
So if there's anything new, like Concord, or a new, I don't think that like a new Astros game would be Astros Playroom.
Yeah,
that's not major. That's not a major franchise.
No, it's not. That's just that's a free game that comes with every like PlayStation.
You don't know about Astros Bot?
No.
The VR game? No.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Wait, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm brain rot.
No, Astro is his own little franchise. There's a few. There's the Astros Bot for VR, and then Astros Playroom, which came with the greatest tech demo ever. Well, maybe second greatest.
So we won't see like Ratchet Clank. We won't see like Sly Cooper, Ghost of Tsushima, any of those.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what their metric is in terms of major. Obviously, no Spider-Man, no Horizon, no God of War, probably no Ghost of Tsushima, because that game I'd say did pretty well.
We'll probably see Corey's, because it's not in the Corey's game, the sci-fi game, because it's not technically an existing IP.
Hypothetically, that could come out this year if that's announced. We have to wait, I think, until at least June. That'd be great if that was announced and hey, it's coming out this November. Awesome, but yeah.
Yeah, that was just interesting.
So we could be entering a little for the later half of the year, because the first half Sony's got a lot of partnership. Like they just did Helldivers 2.
Helldivers, yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out later this month.
Yep.
That's gonna be huge. And then Rise of the
Massive.
Ronin comes out very soon. So that's a deal that they struck up.
Stellar Blade's not coming out this year. It's like
Yeah,
May.
it is.
It is when?
Stellar Blade?
Oh
Yeah.
wait, yeah. Oh my God.
April or May, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that comes out this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another game that.
That's another like Sony console piece of PlayStation console exclusive.
I'm still waiting for that one game with the little girl and the guy in the spacesuit.
Pragmata.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see that again. That could go the way of Deep Down. Do you remember Deep Down?
No.
It was a Capcom demo from like the early PS4 days. It was a dragon and a knight. It looked really impressive, and it was like really good melting effects because the dragon was firing fire at his shield and he was blocking it, and everyone wanted to play it, and then just nothing ever happened. It was basically a kind of a glorified tech demo that just nothing ever happened.
It was Dragon's Dogma 2, but then they had to delay it probably.
Yes,
Probably
from a decade ago.
I mean,
even though Dragon's Dogma came out a decade ago, Abel.
Yeah.
No, but I'd be curious to see that game too. That also I don't think would count as a major existing IP because it's new.
Yeah. Next, PlayStation 5 might be entering its latter stage latter parts of its life cycle because, well, IGN reported that Sony's ambitions to target 25 million PS5 consoles during the current fiscal year ending March 31st, 2025, but now has been revised. Wait. Okay. Just to summarize everything from this IGN, I don't want to actually read this off because at first I kind of want to read it off, but now I just kind of want to say it.
Okay.
Basically, their projections for sold consoles were just a little low. That's it. And now the vice president of Sony had to basically he said that they will be slowing down their IPs. Like that's why the topic we just talked about Sony not slowing down, but not showing any of their existing
for
IPs
at least until March of next year.
Yeah. But basically it's hard to believe that it's later life cycle. I feel like this generation would be longer because, well, obviously because of COVID, but because this console's pretty powerful. The capabilities.
You almost feel like it hasn't reached its full potential yet, right?
Yeah, it had I haven't seen, like how you say it, I haven't seen a PS5 game.
You have seen a PS5.
Well, I have. Well, Helldivers is one, and that's insane. That's
not on PS4, right?
No, it's not on PS4. Helldivers is
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
Yeah, those are PS5 games, and my golly, just
the
fact that there's so much detail, and then there's all these like crazy effects that don't take away from the performance. It's just those are like PS5 games, but those are only like 3.
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, at least when it comes to first party from Sony, it's been a lot of cross-gen this gen. Like God of War Ragnarok, which I will never...
Modern Warfare...
I will never get over that.
Yeah. Modern Warfare 3 is cross-gen.
Yeah, because so many of the player base is still on last gen.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like this is a bad move. Like if they just make another console, they're gonna have the same problem again, where it's a lot of the games are gonna be cross-gen.
I'd be curious to see. Looking over this, there's no metric in terms of years because if it's entering its later time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Wouldn't be unexpected.
We are getting
like how many years? Because I mean, we are by November this year. It will have been 4 years since this generation started. So if by later it means like the last 3 years, that's normal.
watching people play Power Worlds.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna rise higher than Power Worlds because no offense to Power Worlds, they're a very small studio and they have to, they already have a roadmap of what's coming to the game, but it's gonna come out very slowly because they don't have a lot of employees. Arrowhead.
I want to see what player count. Power World.
Power World. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm curious what the Steam.
It's pretty high. It's like number 3.
321,370 people right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Helldivers is barely beating it out. Barely.
Yeah.
And that's
it's also
all.
Early access. This is early access.
Oh yeah, it's early access. That's like no offense to Power Worlds, but they have a very small team. They have to slowly push out content. But right now, Arrowhead is one of those studios that is kind of small, not too small, but has a decent amount of developers. But with the backing of Sony, they're gonna start fucking putting in more coal into the steam, and this train's gonna start moving faster.
Yeah, and we were kind of talking about this before, but I think especially now, there's a very strong possibility that I think by the end of this year, Sony will have acquired Arrowhead.
Oh yeah,
and it'll become a first party.
Yeah,
It's perfect. I mean, Sony's been fucking reiterating this for years, especially with the failure of Last of Us Factions. They want we want to get more live service games. Hello, Arrowhead. Just delivered you a really good one that people are really enjoying and is doing really well.
Speaking on that, I remember there was I think a tweet from the president or the CEO of Arrowhead, and they were like, a game that is made for everyone is made for no one.
Yes.
And basically,
you cannot appeal to everyone.
Yeah,
you gotta make the game that you want to make.
Yeah, and that's why they doubled down on the only balance changes they're doing right now is the enemy density, because sometimes it can't they're just a little bit of tuning. A lot of people are like difficulty level 4 feels harder than difficulty level 5, because difficulty level 5 just has more heavier, bigger enemies. An example, there's a enemy called the Charger, and it's like one of the heavies. If you go from 4 to 5, it just spawns more of them, but less of the smaller ones, so it's easier to manage.
Yeah.
But if you do 4, there's a lot of the little ones, so it's a lot harder to manage. So there's just little, small little tuning things they can do, but they're not gonna change damage numbers. They're not gonna change health numbers for enemies. They're just gonna change the fundamentals of the game. They're gonna add new weapons, new biomes, new all kinds of shit.
Because it's successful.
It's successful, and more power to them. But that statement they said that a game made for everyone is a game for no one. A lot of people who are playing this game are people who play Destiny. I know, a lot, especially the one I actually linked in this spreadsheet is Astacross, and he likes Destiny like I do, but he does a slight jab at Bungie, hey Bungie, stop making your game for everyone, because that's what Bungie's doing right now, and that's what's kind of that's why there's a tension between the community and Bungie. It's because they're trying to make a game for casuals and veterans instead of just making a game for people who play Destiny. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because now there's casual audience are fighting the veteran audience, and the veteran audience are fighting the casual audience, because now veterans want things to be so difficult that you have to have a certain level of skill, but the casual audience is I don't want to play this game, but the requisites to do certain shit are too high.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Helldivers is fuck you, we're just gonna keep the game how it is. We're not gonna make it easier.
Just keep making. Yeah.
And
keep it.
That sucks because one of their points is they're not going to add AI bots if you go in solo. If you go in solo, you go in solo. Good luck.
They talked about also how they're not going to include PvP.
Oh no, no PvP.
Which is fine.
That's perfectly fine. Fuck that. I don't want PvP.
No, it doesn't need it. We're in this together, man. We're Super Earth.
Super Earth. Yeah.
No, that's cool. I'm glad they have a vision, and hopefully they stick with it throughout the years, man.
Yeah. Next thing. So actually, these two topics kind of coincide with each other. So Elden Ring's true reason why their DLC got delayed, and Bandai Namco canceling 5 new games that were in development that were not announced. And basically, there's been a lot of legal, not issues, but troubles.
Okay.
It looks like Bandai doesn't have not the IP, but the rights to Elden Ring.
No.
No,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure From Software owns they now own the rights.
Yeah, now they own the rights. But
Because
before
I think
it was
Sony owns like a 14% share in
in FromSoft?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
you're
makes-
right.
Yeah, and then but yeah, I think ultimately if I'm remembering correctly, they own the rights to Elden Ring from Software.
From Software, yeah.
So
Because Bandai Namco is a publisher, and there might have been, we don't know any public records of like the legalities that were going between.
they published Elden Ring.
Bandai Namco published Elden Ring, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, wait, so they were having legal troubles with FromSoft about Elden Ring and who owned it. That's the thing. I'm like, doesn't FromSoft own it? But I guess there might have been like legalities and like contractual stuff that like, oh, Bandai owns Elden Ring. So that's one reason why they got delayed. The link I have on the spreadsheet is from a video that was oddly enough about the Xbox podcast, but he mentions in the beginning that the legalities have led to 5 of the games that Bandai have been working on to be canceled, and the only game that saved Bandai like from sinking was Tekken 8. Because of the success of Tekken 8, they're able to still stay afloat.
That is doing well.
And it's doing really well. So sad to see that that's the reason why we haven't gotten the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, but that's also sad that 5 games have just been axed and sent to the pasture of undeveloped game heaven.
Indeed.
Yeah. And ending on a very sour note, sadly, but Embracer Group has confirmed they fired 1,400 employees.
I like how you wrote down fried. They didn't fire them. They
Fried
fried them.
My
Get on the fucking grill.
dude. I was having brain rot this morning. It's funny when I was typing.
They fried them, ladies and gentlemen. They fried their employees.
when I put Helldivers on the spreadsheet, I put Hall Drivers.
Hall drivers.
Hall.
I'd play that.
Hall Drivers.
The hall drivers just driving through the
Halls,
halls.
yeah. But Embracer Group fired 1,400 of their employees and canceled 29 unannounced games. 29. That's bigger than Bandai. It was
Yes.
way bigger than Bandai's.
Very, very big. Very big.
Right now, everyone's hating Embracer Group because, well, when Embracer Group got all these studios, they thought, oh my god, Embracer Group, they're saving these studios. They're making them, like, let them have their moment in the spotlight and get their games out. Nope. They just keep laying off people and firing them. I mean, we could just be stupid, and, well, I could be just stupid and just be...
No, we're definitely stupid. We don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we couldn't be not knowing what we're talking about. The behind the scenes, maybe the developers there are just not providing, like, that good of, I don't know, like a presentation to the higher ups. Like, like just a short example, I remember when God of War was shown off, that the guy from Sony that came by to check on the game and he played the demo.
Yeah.
Corey went to like a party.
He didn't like it.
Yeah, he didn't know Corey was the director. He didn't know who Corey was. And he walked up to this dude and he was like, oh, hi, how you doing? He's like, hi. And Corey knew that he didn't recognize him. So he's like, so what do you think of that God of War demo? And he's like, man, it fucking sucked. And Corey's like, oh, okay. And then that's when they start picking up gear. So more than likely, like, they showed a demo and they just didn't like it. So they just canceled like 29 of the games. Or Embracer Group is just literally out of money. Because this all seems like they cashed in a bunch of checks last year. And they didn't make the margins that they needed this year. So they're just axing people.
It's all about the margins, the money.
But yeah, that's our video game news for the week. Ended on a very sad note, but we had a lot of good things that happened this week.
And as always, I hope everyone affected bounces back.
Yeah. Go to Arrowhead. You got a bunch of
go to Arrowhead. They need help.
They need help. Hey man, they're fucking hiring. They might be they're stationed in Europe, so you might need to move there. But still, hey, they're looking for people.
Indeed, they are, because they're doing well. All right. I guess now we can pivot on over to
movies.
The movie stuff of the week and the TV stuff. Starting with another shitty thing. Because there's always at least one piece of shitty news to talk about. But
the year of layoffs.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Basically, the year of layoffs continued with Paramount. They're going to lay off, or they laid off, 800 people, or an estimated 3% of its workforce.
That's insane, dude. That's fucking insane.
This is right after Paramount announced CBS had record Super Bowl viewership.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so they fired people even though they had like record sales?
Well,
Record views.
Viewership. I mean, it's all semantics, and obviously we don't know the inner workings of Paramount, but it's all, like we said, the margins.
The
But
numbers,
affected
Mason.
workers will be notified on Tuesday, which is this coming Tuesday, because this was announced last Tuesday. So I think, if I'm reading that right. But when this was announced this previous Tuesday, because we're recording Saturday the 17th of February,
Yeah,
their shares fell 4%.
that's rough.
But yeah,
That's rough, buddy.
Paramount, they own a bunch of stuff, including CBS and Paramount Pictures and Pluto TV, Paramount Plus, obviously, and then Nickelodeon.
Wait, they own Pluto TV? That free?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
BET, Comedy Central. But yeah, this is all throughout the company.
Damn.
Again, it sucks, But who was this? Where's the CEO, Bob Bakish.
Bob Bacchus.
He said, "These adjustments will help enable us to build in our momentum and execute our strategic vision for the year ahead, and I firmly believe we have much to be excited about." That's just PR nonsense.
That's
talk.
just utter bullshit.
It's
like,
just it's
let me
talk.
just slash
It's
three
talk.
my. Let me slash three my tires so I can move faster.
That's not three. It's not. It's 3% of their work.
But you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, I do, but it's not that extreme. But it sucks as always.
Yeah,
for people who are
layoffs
affected.
suck.
But that's just PR talk. It's PR talk. Just wanted
Saving
to
their
mention
ass.
it. Again, as I feel like we keep saying, because it keeps happening, I hope everyone affected bounces back and finds something else. It's a fucking tough industry.
Yeah.
In my brief time there, it's all about who you know, where you can go.
Yeah. Even me, I'm trying to get into the industry. I've contacted people I know.
He's failing. He's failing, ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen.
it's tough. It's hard being in the trenches of finding a job in the film industry right now.
Indeed.
I'm surprised. It's post production's just even harder because everyone there is like tight knit families of like
Yeah.
post production
Yeah,
crews.
for sure. They get to know each other well. Yeah. But going off of kind of off of it because of the whole CBS Super Bowl thing. We got a bunch of trailers from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we did. We got a shit ton of trailers from the Super Bowl.
Starting with the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, which
Yeah.
officially it is now, we know it's called Deadpool
And Wolverine. Yeah.
because before it was just Deadpool
3.
3.
Yeah, everyone called Deadpool 3. There was like a bunch of names being thrown around. Not names being thrown out, but there was a leak that
Yeah, it was like Deadpool and Friend.
Deadpool and Friends,
One of them was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine, and then one was just Deadpool.
Yeah, so they went with the one that I feel like would excite a lot of people
People,
because you
yeah.
see Deadpool and Wolverine, even though you see his shadow at the end of this trailer.
Yeah,
Oh, excuse
his
me.
shadow. You don't even see his face.
No, you just see his shadow. Deadpool's laying on the ground, and he's standing.
You
over him.
animal, get me up. And he's like, no. yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, but no, I can't wait to see. I'm excited for the movie.
I'm
of
excited
course.
too.
I think they announced that. I mean, it's all stupid margins, but Disney announced that it's the trailer that had the most views on social media in 24 hours.
Yeah, it beat out No Way Home.
Yeah,
No Way
but
Home.
it's not just YouTube views. It's just this is also including, like, if you see it on TikTok. There's rules for this. Like, you have to watch it for at least 3 seconds for it to count as a view. On YouTube, if the trailer is longer than 2.5 minutes, something like that, you have to watch it for at least 30 seconds for it to count as a view. That sort of thing. So it's including everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So it's not just YouTube. 'Cause, like, for example,
it's
if you
multiple
go,
platforms. It's
like if
probably
you go to
Twitter.
the Marvel Entertainment page, it has 22 million views right now, which really isn't a lot. If you go to Spider-Man No Way Home, it has. And you just go to the Marvel page or the Sony page.
The Sony page.
The official teaser trailer, it has 92 million views. So, I'm curious. I'm curious. I guess ultimately what I'm getting at is I'm curious to see how well this does, because I know people are kind of becoming more tired of superhero movies gradually, or at least subpar superhero movies.
Yeah.
Like we just got Madam Web, and that's gonna do terribly.
Yeah. I feel bad for the actresses in that movie.
Let's hope it's fun.
Yeah.
And then we got trailers for Twisters and Wicked.
Excited for that.
Yeah,
I grew up watching the first one.
Twister.
Yeah.
I've
It was
never
so
seen
good.
Twister.
You never seen Twister?
Never seen Twister.
Watch it, dude.
I will.
Really good
I
disaster
will.
movie.
And then Wicked as well, based off the musical. It's gonna be a musical.
Okay.
It is. It's gonna be a musical. It's, like the Broadway play.
Broadway play.
Wicked.
Okay, I was wondering, like, is this Wicked the Broadway play, or is this gonna be like
Yeah,
a
it's
sequel
the movie. No, it's the movie version of Wicked. Of the
Okay,
Broadway play.
because I it might be just because they probably hired the same people who did Oz.
No, it's not. It's not a sequel to Oz.
It's not a sequel to
It is
Oz.
not a sequel
Okay,
to
for a
Oz.
second I thought it was because
We're not going to see James Franco again as
Oh, God.
Oz.
What's is he in jail now or
No, he's not. No, he's just, I think,
canceled off? the internet?
semi-blacklisted from Hollywood. I feel like he's just not doing as much big stuff as he was before because of the sexual stuff.
Yeah, I feel bad for his brother.
Yeah, Dave's cool. Dave seems like a cool guy.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
He's great. He seems happy with his wife.
Oh yeah.
Allison Brie. They seem happy together. But back on track. Yeah, got Twisters trailer, Wicked trailer, and then
Despicable Me 4 AI art trailer.
Yeah,
that was a good
yeah,
trailer. They're just making
yeah.
fun of fucking AI art, and it's hilarious.
yeah,
Because as soon as it pans out, it's just the fucking one of the minions going, laughing all.
Yeah.
giggling. And it-
Despicable Me, man.
Yeah, it's a really good jab at people who do like AI art and stuff.
Sure.
It's-
Yeah, it's becoming more commonplace. You see it everywhere now. It's just becoming easier to do.
yeah.
And then also, I think the last trailer that was at the Super Bowl was the new trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is the fourth entry in the recent reboot Planet of the Apes movies that started with.
It took a while for them to make the fourth one.
Yeah, well, the last one was 2017, which was War for the Planet of the Apes.
Jesus,
Well, because the last two were directed by Matt Reeves, who's now doing the Batman.
The Batman.
Now he's doing the Batman Part 2. This one is being directed by a dude named Wes Bell, who did the Divergent films, which I haven't seen.
Yeah. I
But
heard
I've
they were
heard
okay.
were they were not well written, never finished, but they were directed fine, and it was limited budget, and he did a commendable job, and it looks great. Like visually, I think the trailers look awesome, and CGI for the apes is just on
Pretty
point.
good, yeah. Performance, the motion captures.
Oh yeah, the motion captures
Great.
was one of the best things about the last ones with Andy Serkis.
They probably have
playing
Andy
Caesar.
Serkis being like the guy that does like the overview of the motion capture. Like
Well, he has
the
I think he
coordinator.
has a company for it. I don't know
He
if
has a
they're-
company
I don't-
for it?
Yeah, he has his own company now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's.
He's probably a coordinator, probably. No.
I have no. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. I haven't heard either way. But
Mm.
he does. He has a company now.
Okay.
I mean, his career is doing motion capture. I mean,
Yeah, Gollum.
Gollum is.
Like his best
Gollum.
one, yeah.
Yeah, Gollum.
And Caesar, yeah, that was great.
Yeah, he was fantastic as Caesar. But then also,
I love that scene. The first
yes,
one,
Rise.
yeah.
No, Draco Malfoy.
Draco, yeah.
Right, he did Tom Felton.
Yeah, Tom
Yeah.
Felton. Yeah, that was so. He's really good. Sorry, we're going a little off time.
But
Sure.
what else? And then pivoting away from the Super Bowl, we got the cast list and a poster for Fantastic Four.
For Valentine's Day.
Yes, yes. So officially, the cast includes Pedro Pascal, of course, as we
Mr.
heard about
Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic. And then we have
Susan Storm, which is Mrs.
yeah,
Invisible.
played
Invisible
by
Woman.
Vanessa Kirby, who is a very good actress. She's been in a number of stuff over the years. She's in The Crown. She was in The Last Mission Impossible. She's good. Yeah, she's a good pick for Susan Storm. Having watched The Crown, she is a good pick. And then
Ben Grimm.
yes, Ben Grimm is played by Ebon Moss Backrack.
Yeah, he's the cousin from The Bear. He plays the cousin from The Bear. If you watch
On Hulu.
on Hulu, yeah. If you watch The Bear, if you're a Chicagoan, you don't watch The Bear, you need to watch The Bear. The Bear is a really good TV
Yeah, I need
show.
to watch. It's on Hulu. I need to watch
His
it.
performance is amazing. I think he'd be a great Ben Grimm.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then Joseph Quinn is Johnny Storm.
Yeah, people were a little when I saw this listing, I thought it was good. I thought all 4 of these actors are amazing, but Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, a lot of people were very iffy about, because when they see Johnny Storm, they think of Chris Evans.
Where did you see they were iffy?
A lot, this dude, he does like a lot of Marvel stuff on YouTube Shorts. He's like, yeah, I don't like the. He's like, I don't like the what do you call it? The casting for Storm. He's like, he's not a bad actor. He just thinks
for
Johnny
for Johnny Storm.
Yeah, for Johnny Storm. For the Human
Torch. Okay, you just said Storm, so I'm like, which Storm?
Oh, my bad. No, yeah, the Human Torch.
He's tripping, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Joseph Quinn, he's good for it. He was good in Stranger Things. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I didn't really, and a lot of people in those comment section of that dude was just like, yeah, I agree. I don't know.
They don't know who the fuck they're talking.
I was like, what the hell?
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor. You know, and I shouldn't.
He's good in Game of Thrones. He's good in Stranger Things.
I shouldn't be listening. I mean, I get some of my news from him because he reports like on it like fucking as fast as anyone I've seen, but he has a very high opinion of Disney Marvel and not like any other place. He's like very critical.
This is just.
Well, yeah.
This is yeah.
The
one I'm iffy about, not iffy, but it's just like I don't see it. Even though I do love him, is Pedro as Mr. Fantastic. He even has the mustache here. I feel like it's in his contract. He always has to have his mustache.
I mean, it fits him. Like,
I know it fits him. I'm just saying, Mr. Fantastic doesn't have a mustache.
He has a beard, I know, but I know he doesn't have like a mustache.
Not like how he does in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting casting. But I mean, we've been proven wrong before. I don't immediately think of Mr. Fantastic when I see Pedro.
Yeah.
But I want a good Fantastic Four movie. So I think this will be a period piece too.
Oh yeah, there's like people speculating that it's gonna be in like based in the 60s, yeah.
Which would be cool. I think that'd be cool. I think they should stick with that.
Yeah, it'll be a nice standalone film if they do make it like a standalone Fantastic Four movie. And
you don't need to tie into the greater Marvel universe like so many recent stuff's been trying to do, and it's become a chore.
After Shang-Chi, I kind of stopped. I stopped.
Yeah, I last year I saw Ant-Man and Guardians.
Oh, I watched Guardians. Yeah, I watched Guardians, but like,
I didn't see Secret Invasion because I heard it was just terrible, and then I didn't watch the Marvels either.
Neither did I.
So, but we did get another trailer for X-Men 97.
Dude, yes, I'm so excited. I didn't grow up
March
with
20th.
Not March 20th. Yeah, March 20th streaming. I didn't grow up with X-Men 97, but I watched reruns on Saturday cartoons.
You mean the 90s?
Yeah, I didn't grow up in the 90s, you know. But I grew up in like the 2000s where they had the reruns on Saturday cartoons, and I would just watch it. They were usually out of order, but I would watch them, and they're really good. They're really good. I really loved the 90s. X-Men 97. So the trailer looks great. The aesthetic. Oh my god, the frame rate they have. Like Disney's goal with this is really keeping to how it was made back then. Obviously, it's a lot more color pop and and it's a little bit more smoother animations in some parts, but it's the old 90s, like kind of like, how do I describe it, like Hanna-Barbera, where like if a character turns their head, it's like
I get what you're saying.
And a lot of the, no offense to the younger audience who got into Marvel, really don't like it, the trailer, because there's a lot of people in the comments who are like, why is the frame rate choppy? What? I'm like, and like half the comments are like, then you never watched the original X-Men 97.
Yeah, it's trying to keep to that 90s aesthetic.
Yeah, 90s aesthetic,
sure.
So it's going to stay like that. You're going to have to get used to it. It's not going to be for everyone. It's going to be for everyone who grew up on it, though. Yeah,
it's a good song. Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited, yeah.
R.I.P. Professor X.
Yep.
It was cool seeing Cyclops say to me,
my X-Men. Yeah.
Oh, that's not politically correct. To me, my X-people.
X-people.
It doesn't sound as good, though.
No, yeah.
But yeah, and then there was another trailer, a new trailer for Godzilla
X Kong,
the New Empire, comes out very soon. Actually.
Yeah, it's a cool trailer.
Next month.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
especially-
I like seeing giant
Monster
monsters.
movies,
Yeah,
yeah.
kaiju,
Ooh.
Kong. I'm all about that, man.
Yeah, I'm all about the monster movies.
If you're a Godzilla fan, you're eating pretty good right now.
Yeah.
'Cause you
Oh my
just got
God. Yeah.
Godzilla minus one.
Minus
The more
one.
serious take, the more
Minus color. The
yeah,
re-release.
minus color, yeah. The more serious, not grounded, but what's the right word? Not philosophical. Just the messaging about post-war Japan
Post-war. Yeah.
being
Yeah. Godzilla was made to be like.
yeah, the
post-war
original
Japan.
54 version is meant to be a commentary on post-war Japan,
yeah.
which is what minus one does very well. And then you have these versions where you're just monsters fighting each other. So you have
yeah.
both. You got both.
Yeah.
got
If
the
you
best
like
of
monsters
both
fighting
worlds.
each other, there you go.
You
If
got
you want a
both.
more serious.
You got
got-
both. And then you have the Monarch series on
the Monarch on Apple.
Apple TV Plus,
Yep.
which I've heard is pretty decent. Yeah, and then you got the comics. I know there's the Justice League crossover right now
Yeah.
where they fight Godzilla.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I saw that. Everyone was upset that Superman got fucking annihilated.
Well, they have to, man. You have to.
But it
get
makes sense. It makes sense because Godzilla's atomic breath is nuclear, and he, Superman absorbs solar radiation, not nuclear like radiation. That's a little different.
I feel like you're just trying to make sense of something that's just comic book silliness.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
he-
people who are like upset about it.
It's fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
it's
It's its
whatever.
own version. It's just there for effect. Like, oh my God, Godzilla made a big entrance and defeated Superman. That's it. It did its job. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be pretty fun, from what I've heard.
That's your one comic news for the week. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, no, not this week. There is at least one kind of big thing, but we'll get to that in a
Yeah.
moment. But you can talk about the.
Oh, let me talk about this one. This is the one I put in. I mean, I put in some of these, but
Sure. Of course.
Invincible Season 2 Part 2 releasing March 5th
Well,
on Amazon.
No, we already talked.
What?
You're talking about the new trailer.
Yeah, the new trailer for Invincible Season 2 Part 2. Yeah, the trailer just announced that it's coming out March 5th.
I thought we were.
No, we never knew when the release date of the season was going to come out.
Yeah, we did. We talked. I'm pretty sure we talked about this. A good thing we have the spreadsheet. I swear we talked about this like 2 weeks ago.
Episode 2? I think we did like...
Yeah, it was before it said March 14th. Because you had the rumor. Okay, so
Oh, January 1st, yeah.
yeah, you had the rumor, and then that turned out to be wrong. And then the following week there was a statement that said March 14th, but now it's March 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. I knew we talked about it before, but it
Yeah.
was off by a week.
By a week, yeah.
Did
But
you
yeah,
watch the trailer?
Yeah, I watched the trailer. Oh, I am excited because oh my god, it sets up the Invincible War.
Which is like fucking 2 issues of the comic.
Yeah, holy crap. Oh my god, that arc is insane, like batshit insane. It's crazy.
We're gonna get a lot of evil marks.
Evil Mark, yeah.
We're gonna
We're
get-
lucky our Mark is the good Mark.
He's gonna remember when he goes to the abandoned I think it's an alternate Earth that's been destroyed. And all the
Marks
they're there.
cannibalize each other. Yeah.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah.
You're just in time for dinner.
Yeah, oh my god, that fucking panel where he just fucking slide.
And then that's where he, spoilers for the comic, but that's where he I think he kills Langstrom Levy.
No, he doesn't kill Engstrom then.
Yeah, remember he beats him to a pulp and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were stronger." Remember?
That
Like the first
that's
time.
before Invincible War, because Invincible War is when Angstrom gets. Because in the comic, Angstrom gets the shit beaten out of him, left into an alternate universe. But in the alternate universe, someone, this like alien
heals
race,
him.
heals him, and then he comes back with an evil
okay,
army.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Marks.
yeah. Okay.
But
yeah.
in the TV show, it looks like it's just gonna be he teleports to different universes because he has a grudge towards Invincible.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. And he collects the marks instead of him getting his ass beaten to a pulp, and then he.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
we'll see what happens.
yeah,
on
we'll see what happens.
March the 5th.
March the 5th. Yep.
But oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to say, just because I am very excited for this, they had a screening this week in Paris for Dune Part 2, and they were allowed to talk about reactions. and it was nice to see after we saw the reactions and then the reviews for Madam Web. And then here, the reactions are very, very positive.
That's good.
Generally, it's better than the first one. People really liked it. It's Denis Villeneuve's magnum opus, I've heard used.
Magnum opus.
I'm just very excited because I love the story of Dune.
That's insane.
And I really want him because he wants to do Dune Messiah, and I really want him to do it just to see how batshit.
Batshit
insane. Because people see, more casual viewers will see Dune as the general kind of hero archetype, saves the day story. But Dune is always meant to have been a deconstruction of that and been like, hey, maybe that's not always such a good idea.
Yeah,
Because you have Paul, he leads the Fremen to fight against the Harkons and then the Emperor. But then shit hits the fan after that. And I don't want to get into it, but...
Yeah.
I just really want him to make Dune Messiah. But yeah, I can't wait for part 2. I'm glad the reactions are good.
We're gonna be 45 by the end, by the time they get to not towards the end of Dune, but when they finish the books, I feel.
Yeah, because he's said he's only interested in doing Messiah, but after that there are 4 other books that Frank wrote that I don't know. Things could always change, but Denis is in his 50s now, so he's not gonna be around forever. And they get really crazy. So I'm just very curious. If you'd have to do it with, I don't even know how you do it. They get really fucking nuts.
Yeah.
His son becomes a giant sandworm.
Wait, what?
And rules for thousands of years.
What the fuck?
All in a ploy to make humanity
book?
strong. Yeah, they get really crazy. The first one is the most straightforward by far, the first Dune, and then they get batshit. But yeah.
Wild.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. And then we finally have at least one piece of comic news that I think is bigger deal. So in the early 2000s, late 90s, and then even before that, with Spider-Man and Superman, DC and Marvel did a few crossover events.
Oh yeah, with DC and Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, there was the one in the 90s where there was a lot of, they fought each other.
Oh, and the fan vote.
Yeah. Some of them were predetermined, I think Superman and Batman winning. Superman fought Hulk and Superman won. Batman fought Captain America and Batman won. And then Wonder Woman fought Storm, and Storm won because that was fan voted, and the X-Men were huge in the 90s.
Yeah.
Thor fought Captain Marvel, Thor won. Robin fought Jubilee, and Robin won. Lobo fought Wolverine. This one, no, Wolverine won because again it was fan voted, and the X-Men were huge. And no, I'm sorry, I love Wolverine. Lobo would kick his ass.
Yeah, Lobo. Isn't Lobo so insanely...
I mean, he fights Superman on a regular basis.
Yeah,
I mean, he's an intergalactic. He was meant to be a joke of Wolverine. Like a parody of that kind of character, but he was actually Stan Lee's favorite DC character was Lobo. But yeah, no. And then there were other stories. There was another one in the early 2000s. I can picture the cover art, but I can't remember. They just teamed up. It's supposed to be really good, but they're for years, it was out of print, hard to get in any capacity. But they're reprinting them. It's supposed to come out this summer, so you can get them. Paperback.
When I hear that, it's oh damn. Then all the older copies are probably going to go down in price, but it's probably going to actually make those go up in price because there's the re-released ones, and then there's going to be the older comics.
Yeah, I mean the older ones. I mean they'll always be a market for them, and people will want them because it's the OG version.
Yeah.
But just for people who want to read them and have a copy on their shelf, you can get. It won't be a hassle to get them now, which will be nice because I really want to read them. But then this one is just for me. It's just a little piece of news that I saw that was announced earlier this week that I'm really happy about.
What?
The Absolute.
MM.
Yeah. So DC does a line of comics called Absolute Editions. I think I've told you about these before.
Yeah, I think you have.
They're these giant oversized hardcovers with a slipcase of more famous stories that they've done.
Yeah.
And one of the ones that I've wanted for years is a series by Tom King called Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle?
Are you familiar with the character?
Yeah.
He's one of Jack Kirby's creations. When he came over to DC in the 60s and 70s after he left Marvel, did everything he did there, he created the new gods Darkseid,
yeah,
Orion,
Berta?
Yeah, Big Barda,
Mr.
Miracle. Mr. Miracle being one of them.
Yep.
And then Tom King, his specialty.
Wait, Mr. Miracle is the guy like with the red and yellow.
Yeah, he's the escape artist.
Got
he's
it,
like the world's greatest escape artist.
Mhm.
And Tom King did a really, really good miniseries with him a few years ago. It was not cheap. It was like a $40 first printing.
Oh, okay.
Of Mr. Miracle that I have. And they're finally doing an absolute edition, and I'm very happy about that. And I just wanted to say that because I've been waiting for this forever, and I'm gonna fucking buy it.
Oh yeah, you know what? I always loved Mr. Miracle and Big Berta. I think or Big. What's
Barda.
Her? Barda. Thank you.
Yeah, they're married.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in it. She's in this book a lot. They're a married couple, so it's definitely worth reading if you haven't already.
I'll probably pick it up. I'll probably look at my local.
Yeah, there's trade paperbacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to
perfect.
find it.
But
yeah,
that's been the comic news for the week. Finally, some comic news.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, one like regular piece of news and then something I threw in because I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
But what came out this week, Abe?
News this week. Holy shit. Well, the things that came out this week, we have Madam Web.
Yes, Madam Web came out this week.
God.
The greatest Madam Web movie to exist.
Yeah, because it's the only one that will ever exist. Because I don't even think Sony's gonna try to make another one.
I don't know why they made this one to begin with. It's funny because
they
the
have
end
Into
of
the
it,
Spider-Verse. They already have Into the Spider-Verse.
Sony's really weird with their live action stuff. They found success with Venom, but Venom's just a really popular character, and Tom Hardy is Tom Hardy. Everything else, I mean, Morbius.
Morbin.
Yeah.
People are saying Morbius is better than this.
Yeah, I watched Morbius, and I didn't think it was particularly great. It's not great by any means. It's just very generic.
Yeah.
It's very forgettable. It's very safe. It's very predictable. But there's nothing in it that's egregiously bad. Madam Web, I haven't seen it yet, and I kind of want to. It's just not good. Like there's literal technical problems. Like the ADR, the lip syncing is off. Like in those old Japanese movies.
Oh my god.
Or the spaghetti westerns with Clint Eastwood. Yeah, that's in the movie. And then there's just really bad dialogue. There's a tease at the end for their outfits for a sequel to a movie that no one wanted to begin with. It's so stupid.
Okay. My only, not interaction, but my only way I knew Madam Web was Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, the video game, where you have to save. Well, Madam Web calls upon the different Spider-Men.
To me, my Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, I gotcha.
She calls upon the different Spider-Men. Like you have the one that we all grew up with, Amazing Spider-Man, and then you have Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Noir, and what do you call it? Wait, and then the Spider-Man where he was able to control the symbiote. I forgot what it's called. There's a universe. But anyways,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they had their games, and that was cool. I thought Madam Web was like a cool she's like the goddess of she can see all the timeline, and she looks like an oracle. She has like a blindfold on, and she's
an older woman.
Older woman, but
not Dakota Johnson.
And then when I saw this, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be like it's like no, it's nothing like that. They're not. I thought this was gonna be a whole different game, or not game. Sorry, a whole different movie, and I was hoping they were going to show off all the different Spider-Woman in the universe.
Well, there's three. There's the three in the movie, but they don't get their outfits, so.
Yeah.
It's not good. Well, you should go see it. Just kidding. Don't go see it.
No, don't go see it.
And then also, Skull and Bones came out this week. After years of development hell, I guess.
This is a quadruple.
Yeah, not a AAA, a quadruple A game. Ubisoft, their pirate game, their Sea of Thieves. It's fine. It's okay. It's mixed. Very mixed reception.
I heard people are like, "Oh, it's pretty fun," and there's people who are like, "This is not it."
Yeah, I don't see myself playing it.
Me neither. I see the appeal of playing as a pirate. That's why there's Sea of Thieves, and that's why Sea of Thieves is really popular.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. Yeah,
it's really fun. But fucking Skull and Bones is just not it.
No, not it.
Not it.
So you should go play that.
No, don't. Oh, but what about that thing with Ubisoft that you mentioned earlier before the podcast started? You said something. There was a legal.
Oh, due to pay issues, there's 800 workers that are on strike right now in one of the Ubisoft offices.
They have a bunch of offices. They have like ones in France, India.
Ubisoft, Montreal, Quebec, obviously in Paris. They're a French company. But yeah, I don't know. It was just, this was from today that I saw this. So obviously Paris is 6 hours ahead of us. I think I think this is in France. If this gets into something more, we can talk about it more next week. But yeah,
if it blows up a little bit, we'll go into more discussions next week's podcast.
And then the last thing I put was a new game called Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden. It's from the guys that made Vampire.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Kind of a AA little, story-driven RPG choices.
Yeah. There's some people
person.
who are like, yeah, this game's pretty good, and then there's some people who are like, oh my god, it's another. I hate when people use this term for games that like I kind of enjoy playing, but they call the third person over the shoulder X companion. They call it like the walking simulator with gun or not with guns, but with weapons.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I get it. Like you walk around, you hear a bunch of dialogue and stuff, but that's the whole point of it, sucking you in. But I've heard some like people are like, yeah, I'm not gonna play it. It's a generic, super in-depth cinematic game, and I'm like, okay, cool. But I think it looks pretty cool. I like the concept of the game.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty solid reviews. It has like an 83 on OpenCritic right now, so that's pretty decent. It's about the same as Helldivers, which is, getting praised up the ass.
Yep.
But I will play this
when
it comes to PlayStation Plus.
Oh, when it comes to PlayStation Plus.
That's when I'll play it, because this game will come there one day.
One day. You're going to be like an old man. You're going to be 50, and then it's like, oh, it's finally on PS Plus.
Yes, that's what I'll be waiting for in my elderly state. Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden.
Yeah. Grandpa, the third one is already out. Shut up. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. Thank you, future grandchildren.
Yeah, we love it. Okay, so now we're going to get into our last two things of the podcast, our main topics. And I guess to start off, this is going to be about what we think the future of the video game industry is going to be.
Shit.
That's his first take.
That's it.
Shit.
That's our take.
Yeah, there you go. Well, shit. Fucking ass take, but why don't you start it off? Tell me three things you think is going to happen in the future of the video game industry.
Oh my god. I don't know. It's one of those things where I felt like I had an idea, but now that we're here, it's like, what do I think will happen? A lot of this stems from the Xbox stuff this week and, what they talked about, and it was not as dramatic as a lot of people thought, myself included.
Mm-hmm.
But it sets like a first stepping stone precedent for what the future of Xbox could hold, and that is just not caring about the hardware side as much, and just being, which they've talked about this before. This isn't a secret or anything.
Yeah, they've talked about it.
They've talked about how just wanting to have an ecosystem on as many platforms as will allow, like PlayStation, Switch, whatever, and just getting those games to as many people as possible. And I think we're going to keep seeing this definitely with the smaller titles, because they did this with Minecraft already. It was third party, and then they bought the people who make it. I can't remember
Mojang.
who. Yeah, thank you. And now it's still on everything, because it just makes no sense to limit that kind of game to Xbox only. And then
massive, but yeah.
And then we have these smaller titles, which, lower development costs, but were well received. Grounded, Sea of Thieves, Permanent, I'm mispronouncing that, and Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
So makes sense to have those on other systems as well. But do we get to a point where we see Gears on something else? Will Xbox go the way of Sega? Maybe? No? I don't know. If you had asked me that 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, yes. But now even if it's not as successful as the PlayStation, I want Xbox to stick around. Even though I am more of a PlayStation guy, I do not want Sony to be alone. I want them to
I want healthy competition.
Yes, exactly. We can't have, because Nintendo does their own thing. My prediction for Nintendo is that they will keep being Nintendo until the sun fucking explodes.
It's that one meme with Bart where like Lisa's like, oh, dumb Nintendo, always releasing Mario. And then it's just back to Bart where it's just like, you know what beats a good game, a good old fashioned Mario game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just they know they have their audience. They
And
know
shit, their games aren't like half-assed. Like put a
No,
lot of
God,
effort.
no.
No,
They
yeah.
no. They. You mean we get Mario, 3D Mario, however many years we get it, but it always is a big thing. It's
always
amazing.
a banger.
Or the 2D ones as well are still really good. We got
Wonder?
Zelda, yeah, Wonder was received really well last year.
Metroid.
Oh, we gotta get Metroid.
What? Not Metroid Prime. What's the Metroid game that came out? Fuck.
Dredge.
Yeah, that one popped off. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, yeah."
Dredge. People like Dredge, and they just did the remaster, I think, last year.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
older games. So yeah, no, Nintendo's gonna keep being Nintendo. So Sony, what's Sony gonna do? Sony's an interesting one because they've talked about how they want to do more live service games, and we just got Helldivers 2.
And that's
we
pretty
had the whole
successful.
debacle with The Last of Us.
Yeah,
and
the
factions.
You know, I'm gonna just put in like
Sure.
my 2 cents real quick. I don't mean to cut you off,
No, you're good, man.
but I think with the success of Helldivers 2, they're how you predicted earlier. I think they're gonna get bought by Sony, and
Yes.
they're gonna be their
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead's gonna be their new like head directory on like how to deal with live service, because the person they brought not the persons but the people they brought in to judge like the live service games that are
It was Bungie.
it was Bungie, because they bought them out before any of this was announced, and it was confirmed that Bungie, like live service people that were working at Bungie, were brought over to these studios to like judge these games and like give them their pointers.
Sure.
I feel like Sony's gonna make Arrowhead their people in the head. No offense to Bungie, but Bungie right now, I feel like not as adequate.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think
I don't think they're
put them
adequate
up
anymore.
there. Sure, but I still think Bungie will be part of that equation. Because it's still Bungie. Destiny is still popular despite its issues. People still play Destiny, and they'll it's easy to hate Bungie, and understandable.
It's easy to hate,
But
yeah.
they do for the most part have an idea of what they're doing, even if they have many missteps. But I think Bungie will keep being part of that process. But I agree with you with Arrowhead completely. That I think by the end of the year they'll have been bought, and then I think Sony will just keep getting sequels to the franchises we like. God of War. We will keep getting God of Wars. We're gonna keep getting Spider-Man. At least one more Spider-Man game and a Venom game, and then we're getting because of the leaks, we're getting Wolverine. We're gonna get an X-Men game.
Oh, for sure.
No, that was leaked.
Right.
That was part of Insomniac's leak, so we know that. And then hopefully, I think they'll just keep doing what they do. They'll keep doing the big third-person stuff, and then we'll get the smaller. They'll keep doing the partnerships like they've been doing. I feel like these are all really safe predictions. It's just I can't think of anything wild. I think they're gonna tame back their live service. Like we're still gonna get stuff, but it'll be more like
not like you can't
like a lot of like
fight over
like things here. Like we're gonna have a multiplayer mode in this game, like the Last of Us factions or Ghosts Legends mode. Stuff like that. Maybe a God of War. I could see that. I think they'll bring back a God of War multiplayer mode at some point.
Yeah,
I could see that happening.
I can see, but like, where would it be? Anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, okay.
And then Microsoft. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Here, let me throw my head in.
You go ahead.
Let me give you what I think is gonna happen. I think as much as Xbox is saying right now that they're not gonna stop not worried about their hardware, I think they are gonna dissolve into like something like Sega, where they just make games and that's it. They release.
Yeah,
them.
but when?
Maybe the next console generation for sure.
But they already announced the next console.
Well, they're doing a mid console refresh, aren't they? That's like what was.
No, the podcast.
Oh,
Remember
right,
we
yeah.
talked about it? They said like, it's going to be the biggest it's PR talk, but it's going to be the biggest generational leap so far.
Yeah.
In terms of capability.
I think
they reconfirmed that they're not abandoning hardware because I know that the leaks were.
But I feel like later down the line, like the future. I'm talking like a little bit ahead of that. I think they will, because no offense, I remember Xbox bought all these studios and everyone was so hyped about like Starfield, all these games that were like Xbox games technically.
Yeah.
And didn't hit the ground running. I mean, the one that kind of did, that came out of left field, was Hi-Fi Rush, and everyone loved it.
It's a good game.
Good game, really
It was
good
a
game.
little shadow drop.
Yeah, like a little shadow drop. Like no one knew about this game.
You should just do more of that.
Yeah, just do that. If you want to get interest, just fucking shadow drop like this crazy ass
Hi-Fi Rush 2.
Hi-Fi Rush 2. There you go.
Do you think we get a Hi-Fi Rush 2? I think we do.
Yeah, oh yeah, we get.
I think eventually we.
Yeah, the way the game ended, yeah, you're gonna get 2.
How did it? Oh, actually, don't tell me. I'm waiting till it's on PlayStation now, and then I'll
guy.
I will play it. Again.
I haven't seen the full story, but I know how it ends. Like I've seen the ending cutscene.
It just makes there'll be a sequel.
But yeah, I think Xbox will probably focus on being like, I don't know how to describe this, but you know how PlayStation has their consoles and you just recognize it for their consoles. I feel like Xbox is going to be like a program. You know how like Discord's Discord?
Discord is Discord, yes.
Yeah, I feel like Xbox is no longer going to be a console. It's just going to be like, oh, you have Xbox.
The Microsoft community.
Yeah, there you go, the Microsoft community. You're just going to be known as the Microsoft community now. Like, oh, did you get Halo? Oh, yeah, I did.
I would have agreed with you 2 weeks ago, but if we get to that point, it might be a little longer than we think.
Yeah. But,
because there's a rumor about, they're going to do a portable Xbox, or what they call it?
Handheld.
Yeah, handheld.
Of course, they're gonna probably brawl with Nintendo. I'm pretty sure they could probably
just get a Steam Deck.
Yeah, just get
I want a Steam Deck. I was almost tempted. I was on the site the other day, and I'm like, it was right there. I'm like, can I do the $650?
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna wait until it's my birthday and then justify it as a birthday present to myself. But yeah, I digress. But
yeah, my girlfriend, she has a Steam Deck and she has a Portal, which is insane. I'm like, but you have a Steam Deck, and she's like, well, I play all my like Xbox/PC games on my Steam Deck, and then I play my PlayStation games on my Portal. And I'm like,
oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I get that.
But like, isn't the Portal you can only use on Wi-Fi? Like, I know you can use it on.
Well, you need your PlayStation.
Yeah, you need your PlayStation nearby, and I'm like, okay.
That's
cool.
if she's sharing the TV. That the Portal is if you're you're a dad and you have a family and the kids use the TV a lot that the PlayStation's hooked up to. That's what the Portal's for.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like, I don't need it.
She has her own TV, but I'm pretty sure it's because she can like take it into like the kitchen and she can just play her game, or like I don't know what she
for sure.
But or like she doesn't even have like a desk that she sits at when she plays on a console. She like sits on her bed, so sometimes I know she'll just want to like lay down and play on her handheld instead of grabbing the controller, grabbing the headset, throwing it on, and getting
so much work.
So much work. But anyways, I feel like with Xbox's change of pace, I feel like this is not going to be healthy for PlayStation because I feel like they're going to be complacent. And I don't want that. I
no.
want what?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying
oh no,
I don't want to. No, become complacent.
Don't become complacent. I don't want to see half-assed garbage, please, Sony.
I want to see full-ass garbage.
Full-ass garbage. But like, I think Helldivers will change Sony's tune on how. Not even just Sony. I feel like Helldivers will change how companies see earning customer like trust and
by how, Abel? By releasing a good product?
Yeah, besides releasing a good product, but like how to monetize it correctly instead of creating FOMO. That's the problem with a lot of these live service games. There's just a shit ton of FOMO. There's just like, oh, you miss out on this season.
I feel like you're being too optimistic.
Well, understand that everyone loves Helldivers besides like the gameplay and everything, but the microtransactions aren't egregious.
Yeah.
The battle pass isn't FOMO. You can literally finish it whenever you want. The next month's War Bond will come in. It'll be there. But the old War Bond will be in a different tab. You can just scroll over to it and put in your medals and stuff. And like big example, like say like a friend buys the game like 2 years from now. All the War Bonds since launch will be there for that person to unlock and like go through.
Yeah.
And they can choose whichever War Bond they want.
Sure.
At their own pace. Like that. That is respecting players' time, investment, and money. And you can earn the premium currency in the game. Yes. I actually paid, I think, for the $1 the $1 super credit because I had I had like $3 in my little like account thing.
Sure.
I bought they have a $1 option, which I thought was wholly impossible to see on any fucking live service game because not even Bungie has a $1 like silver pack. But no, this game has like a $1 thing, and I really wanted this like armor piece that was in the shop, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just put in like $1. I got it, boom. And then like literally a day, like the following day, I looked at my super credits count, and like I didn't even notice, but I gained more super credits back, even though I spent like 100, or not 100 super credits, but I spent $1 of super credits on a piece of armor. So it respects your time, and if you want to get the armor, go ahead. You'll be able to earn the premium currency back if you use it, or like if you put money in, it won't feel like such a like loss.
Sure.
Of your like time and money, and like, oh, I'm just dumping into a fucking burner, because all that money is going to go to the developers and they're going to make the game better, whatever. But I feel like Helldivers will change the whole atmosphere of live services as a whole. I feel like if Helldivers gets really good and popular, it'll probably change Epic's tune on how they make their battle passes, because
I mean, it's pretty popular right now.
I'm talking like it has 1 million players live every day. Like I'm talking,
that's not happening.
I'm talking Counter-Strike, League of Legends. Well, probably not League of Legends, but like Counter-Strike levels of players. Because Counter-Strike has like 1 million players. Like if you check Steam right now, it has 1 million concurrent players.
Counter-Strike?
Counter-Strike 2, or no, yeah, Counter-Strike 2, because Counter-Strike 1 got dissolved into 2. But like
that's not happening.
I feel like this will, or at least it will be high enough.
986,000 in game right now for
986 in game.
What Helldivers is at, I think it's going to be its peak. I don't see it getting any more than that.
I think I might be just optimistic.
A game like this is at its most popular at launch. Unless you're Fortnite.
I mean, it's 2 weeks after launch.
Yeah, but that's when most people would check it out. It's new. Like, how many? I mean, I know I haven't bought it yet.
Well, the new month is going to come out soon, and that's going to be another War Bond. And the game is.
I feel like this is something we got to come back to within a year. But I think Helldivers is like, it got, more popular than they thought. But I don't see it getting any higher than what it is right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the player base will stabilize, and then there'll be peaks during maybe certain events, but I don't see it blowing up anymore. It is not getting Counter-Strike levels.
Yeah, but like this should bring like an alarm sound for any live service game. Like if you want to do it like them. Quit making your battle passes FOMO. Make your shops more lenient on purchases. Like a fucking, like I talked about earlier with the Mass Effect Destiny collab, the armor is close to $25.
Yes.
To get the ornaments. That should be like what? Like $5 at most.
Yeah, you think, but that's people will buy it. That's why.
And it's so weird to me because the armor set in Helldivers is a literal full set of like what you get in Destiny, but it's like $1, $2.
Well, I guess Bungie knows they can get away with it more because Destiny is just much bigger.
I guess so, but it should just ring like dinner bells or like alarm bells. Like if you want a happy, consistent player base that isn't just complaining about your microtransactions and actually gives you feedback about the game, then don't be egregious. Just or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world,
passionate.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just passionate because I feel like Helldivers should be that wake up call.
Yeah, sure, it should be the standard. I agree
it
completely.
Should be the standard,
I just don't think it will be because that's not the world we live in.
Sadly. And then with Nintendo, like how you said earlier, I think it's not going to change. They're going to be, good old Mario.
They're going to be Nintendo forever.
They're going to be Nintendo forever. It's like nothing's going to change. We're probably going to get Smash Bros. In a couple years from now. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
But
that's a good point. I didn't even think about Smash Bros.
But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen is a lot of things are going to change, especially with the layoffs. Especially with the layoffs, there's going to be shakeups. Hopefully.
Do you think? I didn't think of this before, but because it's so long now for a AAA game to be made, do you think that ever gets any worse or better in terms of that turnover?
I think
like how years ago, like 10 years ago, you get Arkham Asylum, and then 2 years later you get Arkham City. That's not going to happen now.
No,
you don't get the equivalent of a game like that, and then 2 years later you get the full sequel.
Yeah, I think we'll only go back to that is when CEOs and not game managers, but the managers that are in charge of like the different departments in a game studio
Yes.
need to stop looking at. We need our game to be like the biggest flashy. Like
Sure. Yeah.
like
I agree.
example, like you know how like car companies are like, oh, we need the biggest, baddest motherfucking car, better than all
Yeah.
the rest. But they're all just cars. They all have the one, probably not the same engine, but
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they need to kind of put a cap on their
yeah,
ambitions. At least until the technology catches up. If something happens in that sphere that makes game development just so much easier,
yeah,
like creating new assets.
like that, just like that, folks. Slap
and dab.
Yeah,
Or something along those lines, and it just cuts down development time so much. Yeah, they need to cut back on, it does not need to be...
Yeah, because it's so weird, because I remember when, like you said, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City and whatever.
2 years apart.
2 years apart. It's so weird, because you'll see, like, actors finish recording their lines 2-3 years before the game's even finished.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
And I remember seeing, like, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, like, didn't see the actors until like the actual game came out, because then that's when they finished their lines, because the game audio was being recorded at the same time as game development, and it just was I'm just so frustrated.
It's long.
They need to stop being so ambitious to the extent
to
of
an absurd degree.
Like, I don't like, it's cool to see like the details on characters' faces and environments and stuff, and like seeing this big massive world, but I don't need that in every single one of my games. I wanna, if you're making an Indiana Jones game, this is just an example, I'm not saying this is what the Indiana Jones game is. Make an Indiana Jones game, I want it to be Indiana Jones. Make it like the style of how it was filmed and the action and everything, just how you would think an Indiana Jones like movie would be.
Sure.
I don't want fucking, oh, it's Indiana Jones, we gotta travel the actual desert to get to the missing temple or whatever.
What do you mean travel the actual desert?
Not travel the actual desert, but actually use an airplane to travel across the world. You know how like the Indiana Jones transitions, like it fades into like a map with like an airplane moving.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like,
yeah, okay, I get it.
You like those transitions? Well, you can actually fly the plane into those different countries. Like, no, I don't need that. I just make if you want, just make it a glorified fucking loading screen. I
think that is what they're doing.
Please.
At least based off the trailer, because I think there's a scene from the trailer where they do that, and it's just a cutscene like in the movies.
Just keep it simple. Just keep it gaming simple. Make it about the art and not the actual money. Because if you make it about the art, then the money will come.
You'd hope so.
It's
not always the case.
Not always the case, but yeah. Let's go on to our last topic.
Yes. Why?
What
did you put this for?
Oh,
Abel?
the Western comics.
What is this?
What is this? I put this in because I was scrolling on my YouTube Shorts tab on my phone.
Sure.
And this girl, I can't remember the name of the YouTube channel, but she brought up like, I'm a huge comic fan, but I'm also a massive anime fan, and manga and comics are practically the same thing, just one's
Eastern,
Western. And she brought up, why are mangas more popular than comics?
Yeah.
And some of the point, like, besides like it just being, oh, it's black and white, it can be produced like this, and it's not like, and it's cheap. They're small books. They're not like fucking massive.
Yeah. I see them in Barnes and Noble, sure.
Yeah. And she's like, it's the fact that Western comics, like the issues, they're like 3-6 pages maybe, or not. I'm being exaggerating, but you know what I mean. They're not that many.
They're
pages.
a lot thinner.
They're a lot thinner. But the manga, the volumes, they're like fucking huge.
Yeah, they're little little booklets.
They're little booklets, but they're a lot thicker.
Yeah, no.
And they're like easy printable because they're smaller, they're a lot more compact, and they use less material, so it's a lot cheaper to make them. And I feel like that's what I guess you can say, like, oh, that's the appeal with the Western. It's like big, it's better, it's like, oh, it's more detailed and has color and everything. But I don't think it would kill to like.
I think a lot of it is, and I know nothing, but just as an outside observer with manga, is just you get a lot more in a shorter time span. so you have those sales, and then obviously there's just that popularity for various reasons over the years, whether you grew up watching Dragon Ball, Pokemon, a lot of those Japanese properties, they've carried over into the Western side of things, and then you get introduced to other things like One Piece or Attack on Titan or Chainsaw Man, and you have this I mean, one, the animation is just fucking gorgeous. I mean, that's something Japan does really well with the manga, the artwork, and just animation-wise, it's just beautiful. And you get a lot of shitty animation in the Western side of things. Now, there's a lot of shitty anime too, but the popular ones, they just really
they put really attention.
They really pop off. But in the comic side of things, I feel like I've been hearing this for years about how comics or stores are struggling. This continuous spiral of struggling is just, I think when it comes down to it, is that you get the least bang for your buck when it comes to comic books. Because I go to the comic book store semi-weekly. Right now, I'm following 3 series: Green Lantern, The Immortal Thor, and Ultimate Spider-Man, and they are each monthlies. And each issue, each one is like $5-6, and I read it. I'm a semi-fast reader, but it takes me about 15 minutes to get through it, and then it kills. It's talk about pacing too, and if you want to think about that, you want to just read that first arc. You have to wait months, maybe even like a year, 6 months to a year to wait for that first trade to come out, and then you gotta wait even longer for the second trade to come out because those issues are coming out at the same time.
Like with manga, like they're always releasing a chapter like every 2 weeks or every other
week. Is it that free? I don't know the frequency of manga.
Neither do I, but I've been keeping up with JJK manga.
Okay.
It's a Jujutsu Kaisen. It's,
okay.
Fuck. How do I describe it? It's like if John Constantine was like an
anime.
Pretty much. It's dealing with like demons, evil spirits.
Sure.
Well, not demons, but like evil spirits and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. But minus the blonde guy and the weird Australian/British accent. Anyways,
he's British.
Yeah.
He's British.
British? Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it was Australian for a second. I don't know why.
No, he's British.
He's British. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, wait.
No, you're good. He's British.
But JJK, I think releases like one every week or every other week, and sometimes they'll take a break. But the guy.
Are they released where? Just online or the store? Stores?
Online and in store.
So every week there's a new. In stores, there's a new.
I believe so, yeah. Or I could be wrong, but they always release.
Because they have to worry. You have to think about printing too.
But even that, they like if they do it online, it's scanned, so that means.
No, yeah, that's why I wanted clarification. Because if it's online, that's one thing to upload.
Yeah.
But if it's mass production printing, I mean that takes time and coordination and.
But they're like small little.
I know, but it's still.
It's still.
I know Japan is very efficient, but they overwork a lot of their employees in various fields. But
yeah,
they're known for that. They're crunch culture.
Yeah. But with them, like I always hear like the joke is like JJK spoilers because everyone found out about JJK through the anime.
Yeah.
And then the manga is like ahead of the anime.
Yeah.
And every week when the manga releases a new chapter, it's called JJK spoilers because it's spoiling what's gonna happen in the anime. Okay. But each week it's like there's like this whole like chapter of like shit that's going on, and it's like talking about character backstories, and it's very fulfilling because a lot of shit happens within the show. It isn't just like 3-4 panels of just people talking in long script. It's like you see the visuals, and you know what? It's just a lot better paced, I should say.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too. Like I was talking about before with collecting single issues in comics, you're getting like a snippet of the story,
thin,
and it has to be constructed in a way to where you get to that cliffhanger, like an episode of a TV show. But that's usually weekly, or if you have Netflix, you get the whole season at once. But with a comic book, it's this snippet, quote unquote, once every month. For a lot of those books, and it kills the pacing. It destroys I can't tell you how many series that I felt were killed by the pacing, because like Saga is fucking destroyed by it because they keep pushing back the release of the next issue, and we don't know when it's going to finish. Doomsday Clock, which was the follow-up to Watchmen that they did a few years ago.
Wow.
It wasn't because of the wait times. And that's another thing too. You get depending on who's writing the series, you'll have delays. It's not always guaranteed that you're going to have that next issue in the next month. and that happens quite a bit with Western comics, especially if you're Jeff Johns.
Little Jeff.
But yeah, no, that happened with Doomsday Clock. But once the whole thing came out, you read it as a trade. You're able to read the whole. It's really, really good, and the pacing is perfect in my opinion because you read it all at once.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about when the fucking next issue will come out, and then you lose interest over time. You move on to other. There are so many comics. You walk into a store now. Marvel has a shit ton. DC has less, but there's still quite a few books. And then you have all the trades, Boom, Image, Dark Horse, IDW. There's just so much now, and you can only read so much. And then you have to pick and choose, and then you might lose interest, and especially because we talked about before, that least bang for your buck.
Yeah.
It's not like checking out a TV show. You're paying for that general service. You're not paying for that TV show specifically unless you buy the box set or whatever because you're a huge fan.
Buy the box set, the Steel Edition.
You know, that's why I've been reading comics online for free. Yeah. Literally, all you have to do is type in free comics online. Use an ad blocker, by the way, because the ads can get egregious. Bad.
Bad. Just that.
But I have an ad blocker on my laptop, and I just use these websites, and I just read free comics because it's so much money.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot of money. From what I know, the only problem with the manga thing is I think comics are easier compact. You can put them into shelves. But my girlfriend has sent me pictures of like her whole manga collection, and man, do they fucking fill up a shelf. Like I said,
yeah, the little book, the booklet. Yeah, I've seen them. You go to Barnes and Noble, they have their whole manga section filled to the rim.
Bro,
in a way, because you have all those volumes back to back. Like fucking, how many volumes of One Piece are there?
A lot.
Or Demon Slayer.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Or those really big. I don't know if you've seen them. The Berserk, the giant deluxe black ones.
Yeah.
I just want them. I'm not even particularly interested in reading Berserk. It just looks really nice on a shelf.
Oh yeah, Berserk. Yeah, the cover art and everything.
Yeah,
it looks amazing.
Yeah, no, you see it. They're right next to each other at Barnes and Noble. There you go. That's the difference. It just. Yeah.
Yeah, that's those are our two main topics for the week, but
of us talking about whatever.
Future and comics.
Yeah,
oddly enough,
comics, and we talked about comic stuff
for once.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta read. I'm like I said, I'm not reading any manga right now, but the only anime I'm caught up on is Zom 100.
Zom 100, yeah.
Bucket List of the Dead, which I really like, and then just following those 5. It's weird, like monthly, like DC, Marvel, Immortal Thor, Ultimate Spider-Man, and Green Lantern. But then beyond that, I've been reading Something is Killing the Children, which is on issue 35, but we don't know when issue 36 is going to come out. And then Saga, which I don't know. I kind of regret starting that series.
He's falling apart, folks.
Yeah. I don't know when the next issue is coming out. We never know, so.
We're fucked.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, that seems to be about it for the show this week.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. Remember to leave a like.
All 2 of you.
All 2 of you, yeah. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave comments below of any criticism you have, or if we missed anything.
Boo, you guys suck.
Boo, you stink. Boo, you stink. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Yeah. But thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll catch you guys next week. This episode should be up by Sunday, February 18th. If it's not, it will be Monday, February 19th.
Yes.
Thank you for coming by. Leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.